These same women who claim to be feminists, who talk about women's autonomy and choice and agency, are the same ones calling foreign women stupid, submissive, uneducated doormats, impoverished, who are okay with being treated like garbage. Let me say this clearly, dude. You cannot call yourself a feminist while insulting other women's intelligence.
A man barely alive. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man be that man.
Something to say about the fact that I got 6 kids with 6 different men. So I'm just gonna tell y'all why it is better to do it this way. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month. If I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one. $340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040. So why don't you have 6 baby daddies?
You know that nigga that you thinking about? Does he have a wallet?
No.
And in that wallet, does he have money?
No.
Oh, okay. Have a good day.
If he ain't paying all them bills, he can't say nothing, okay? Nothing, because he's just a roommate.
I'm adding myself. So that's all I have for you. I don't have anything to bring to a table.
Thank God for passport bros. Yeah, thank God, right? Thank God we can go over to another country where women are more impoverished in a less powered position than a man, where they don't talk about things like feminism. They know their place, they stay in the house, they're much easier to manipulate. I need to use them. I need access to their body. They don't backtalk, not like the women here, and they definitely don't have TikTok to watch things like Crystal Channel, right?
So, let me get this straight. You don't need a man. You're independent. You're the prize. Men are trash. And you're perfectly fine alone. So, why are you making your 47th video this month about men dating abroad? If these guys are so undesirable, so low value, such losers, that you're fine with them leaving, why can't you stop talking about them? I'm a Filipina, and I'm tired of watching Western women call us dumb, uneducated, submissive doormats while pretending they're protecting us. I'm tired of the fake feminism. I'm tired of the racism disguised as concern. Today we're breaking down the Passport Bros controversy, what it actually is, who's really being harmed, and why the people screaming the loudest are revealing way more about themselves than the men they're attacking. And trust me, this isn't what you think. And let's get into it.
All right, guys, I'm at the business behind the desk. As long as no customers come downstairs at the moment, and try to watch this video with you guys.
Hi guys, it's Dee and welcome back to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below. First, let's actually define what we're talking about, because everyone's just throwing around terms without knowing what they mean. Passport bros are men, usually Western, who travel abroad specifically to date or find a wife because they're frustrated with dating culture back home. From what I know, they find a wife in Asia or something and they take them back to the US or to the West. On the other hand, are predators. These are men exploiting economic disparities for access. They're gross, they're harmful, and they absolutely exist. Expats and retirees are just people living abroad for work, lifestyle, retirement, or, yes, genuine relationships. And here's the problem. Everyone's lumping these all together, and when you do that, you can't have an honest conversation. Are there predators? Absolutely. Are there creepy old men targeting vulnerable young women? Yes. Are there literal predators? Yes, and those are the people we should be focused on. But there's a massive difference between a 70-year-old man preying on teenagers and a 50-year-old guy dating a 28-year-old woman who happens to be from another country. There's a difference between someone exploiting poverty and someone building a genuine partnership. And the fact that we can't make these distinctions, that's part of the problem. Now let's talk about something I really don't understand. The women making these videos say, I don't need a man, I don't care, good riddance, let them go. I'll try to find some of the videos and put it here in this video. I'm sure I'm gonna find a lot. But then they make video after video after video about these men.
American women are getting kind of upset that men are leaving America to find their woman.
No, honey, we are not upset. We're amused, and we find it very funny. Because a lot of the men leaving the U.S. to find their wife abroad, they're only doing so because they believe women in the U.S. have standards that are too high. So they're going abroad because they believe that the cultural and language barriers will allow them to find a wife that's easy to manipulate, to control, to lie to, and that your standards are going to be lower than ours. Wherein, in reality, your standards are going to be the same, if not higher, than women in the U.S. So we're actually waiting for the ball to drop when they realize this, that they're not going to get what they want, that they're not going to find somebody to manipulate. So you can have them.
Those guys cannot afford American women. Those guys who look overseas for women and want a wife cannot afford American women. After about 2 to 5 months, you're gonna realize that you're not living a life of luxury. You're actually living with someone who everyone else rejected. You're gonna figure that out quick.
Passport bros are losers. They can't get women here. They can't afford us. They're undesirable. I'm the prize. Foreign women can have them. If you're really the prize, if you really don't care, why are you this pressed? You know what secure people do when someone doesn't want to date them? They move on. They date other people. They live their lives. And you know what insecure people do? Take a guess. They make content trying to convince themselves and everyone else that actually they're the ones who didn't want it anyway. This is classic I don't care energy from people who very clearly care a lot. This is basically sour graping.
This is a new girl defending the passport bros. I don't know if it's so much defending the passport bros or maybe it's equal. Her speaking of how women in the West talk about women from the East or any woman that wants a man.
Think about it. If a guy you weren't interested in started dating someone else, would you make 50 videos about him? Would you call him names? Would you insult his new girlfriend? No, because you genuinely wouldn't care. But if a guy you did want, or at least wanted to have the option of, suddenly took himself off the market entirely, and not just one guy, but a whole demographic of men, now we're getting somewhere. And no, this is not about morality. This is not about protecting foreign women. This is about perceived rejection. This is about market dynamics. This is about feeling like you're losing bargaining power in the dating market. And I get it. Rejection sucks. Feeling unwanted sucks, but let's be honest about what this actually is. And here's where it gets really rich. These same women who claim to be feminists, who talk about women's autonomy and choice and agency, are the same ones calling foreign women stupid, submissive, uneducated doormats, impoverished, who are okay with being treated like garbage. Let me say this clearly, dude. You cannot call yourself a feminist while insulting other women's intelligence and choices. Feminism means trusting women to make their own decisions. It means respecting women as capable human beings who can determine what's best for their own lives. At least that's Filipino feminism for you, or the feminism that I know of. But apparently that only applies to Western women. Apparently, when a Filipina or a Thai woman or a Colombian woman chooses to date a foreign man, suddenly she's too stupid to know what she's doing.
How is a man selecting any woman from anywhere? I don't care if it's across the street. How is that affecting you in a negative way? You don't have a man because you're not a quality woman. Your vulgarity, your lack of femininity equal to your masculinity, just even your hand gestures, your body language, the rolling of your eyes, the bass in your voice, your too much screaming, your attitude, the lack that you don't have, you don't have anything to offer a man. Why would a man take you? So you blame other men going to other countries, other nations for that?
She needs you to tell her that she's being exploited. This is racism wrapped in feminist language. This is the white savior complex with a progressive bow on it. And honestly, if this is how you define feminism, you can choke on it. You're not protecting us. You're insulting us. You're denying us the same agency you demand for yourself. You're treating us like children who can't make informed decisions about our own lives. I'm educated, I make my own money, I chose my relationship, and so did millions of other women around the world. The fact that our choices don't look like yours doesn't make them wrong. Different cultural values don't mean we're oppressed. Wanting a traditional family structure doesn't mean we're brainwashed. And here's the real kicker. You claim to support women's choices until women choose something you don't approve of.
She preaching.
Suddenly, you
Church.
need to police who we date, how we live, and what values we hold dear. You can't tell women, date whoever you want, and then turn around and shame women who date men you don't like. You can't champion autonomy while dictating acceptable relationship choices. Either you trust women to make their own choices, or you don't. Pick one. But get off your virtue signaling high horse, acting better than other women. Now let's talk about what these critics actually say about foreign women, because it's not just disagreement, it's straight up racist stereotyping. As I've mentioned earlier, they call us submissive, doormats, gold diggers, desperate, impoverished, uneducated, good for nothing, and should just stay in the kitchen.
You speak about how stupid women are from other countries. What do you have? Your doctorate, your master's? What are you, nuclear physicist? You're smarter than these women? Even if you are, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, I don't really have a problem staying in the kitchen. I like cooking and eating, but they put a blanket over entire populations. Filipinas, all desperate. Asian women, all submissive. Latinas, all looking for a green card. And here's what kills me. They think they're the good guys in this scenario. They act like they're protecting us while calling us dumb. They pretend they're empowering us while stripping away our agency. All for clicks, they actually don't give a shit in reality, and I know that. The actual passport bros aren't even the only ones getting attacked anymore. It's a whole clusterfuck, and I'm sorry for my French, of name-calling and stereotyping that's causing collateral damage to entire communities of women. Real women with real lives, with real educations, real careers, and real autonomy. But sure, tell me again how we're all just helpless victims who can't think for ourselves. And look, are there men who fetishize Asian women? Absolutely. Are there men who specifically target economic vulnerability? Yes. But assuming every international relationship is exploitation, assuming every foreign woman is a victim, that's prejudice. You know what's actually harmful to foreign women? Being treated as a monolith, being denied complexity, being told that our choices aren't really ours because we're too naive or desperate to know better. We're not props in your narrative, we're not tools for your argument or engagement. We're actual human beings with the same capacity for decision making that you have. And I dare say we understand the value of what you have tossed away with modern feminism. Many of you are man-hating bigots and insanely resentful of us sane women cashing in on your mistakes. Treat us like it. Here's my position, and it's actually pretty simple. Everyone should be able to date whoever they want as legal adults. You want to date, only people from your own culture? Cool. You want to date across cultures? Also cool. You want specific traits in a partner? That's your right. Men should be able to seek partners who align with their values. Women should be able to seek partners who align with their values. Some guys want traditional family structures. Some guys are tired of hookup culture and want someone family-oriented. Some guys feel more valued and respected in other cultures, and that's their choice. And you know what? Women do this too. Western women date abroad.
Western women don't date abroad. They go abroad to find a man to get a shot of life. And what men are coming from what countries in droves for American women? Name me one country.
You know, women date older men, women date younger men, women seek out partners with specific cultural backgrounds or values. Passport hosts exist and go to different countries like Africa, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. See the trend. But we don't see the same outrage when women do it. Do we? A 30-year-old woman dating a 50-year-old successful man, she knows what she wants, she's mature, good for her, go get that bag. A 40-year-old man dating a 20-year-old foreign woman, predator, groomer, loser. The double standard is just insane. Now, let me be clear, I'm not talking about predators and I'm not talking about tourists. There is a fine line between men genuinely looking for partnership, trying to build a life, tired of the dating BS in their own countries, and actual exploiters.
I disagree with that. There's no fine line. The line is very broad. There is a broad difference. So I don't know if she misspoke on that or what, but yeah, so I'm watching with you guys. I'm not agreeing for the sake of agreeing. I have to watch this. Can't just say, ooh, she's talking good about men.
And predators. We can acknowledge both exist. We can call out the predators without stereotyping everyone. But most of these relationships, they're just two adults who found compatibility across borders. That's it. It's not that deep. Some of these men are just seeking alternatives, trying to make their lives better, trying to find happiness and a family, as everyone has a right thing to do. So let's return to the core question. If these men are so undesirable, if you're so happy without them, if you're the prize and they're the trash, why can't you stop talking about them?
Women are threatening the West because they're losing at all ends. Nobody wants to marry them. No one wants to have kids with them. No one wants to date them. No one wants a relationship with them. It's bad when men don't even want to bed them. Yeah, men don't even want to give them a shot of life. That's bad.
Secure people don't do this. People who genuinely don't care don't build content careers around people they claim to be indifferent to. The amount of energy being spent on these men reveals everything. It reveals insecurity about desirability. It reveals anxiety about changing dynamics. It reveals fear of being left behind, and it reveals the need for validation. And look, I actually have empathy for that. Feeling rejected sucks. Feeling like you're not valued sucks. And the dating market is harder for everyone right now. But the answer isn't to attack men for seeking happiness elsewhere. The answer isn't to insult women in other countries to make yourself feel better. The answer is honest self-reflection. What are you so really upset about? What do you really want? Why does someone else's choice threaten you so much? Because if you are really secure, really surprised, really unbothered, you just live your life. You date people who value you. You'd be happy. You wouldn't need to make a video after video tearing down men you claim not to want and women you claim to be protecting. The behavior betrays the words. And look, here's the bottom line of all of this. People should be free to seek compatible partners wherever they find them. That goes for men and women. That goes for international relationships, age gaps between consenting adults, traditional relationships, modern relationships, all of it. Hell, even full-on transactional relationships are valid if both parties want that. Your choices are yours. Other people's choices are theirs. If we're using legitimate concerns as cover for personal insecurities, if we're being racist toward foreign women while claiming to protect them, you can't be a feminist while insulting women's intelligence.
Well, men understand. We'd be butthurt too if we were undesired by everyone in our country. Oh yeah, a lot of men are, so that's why they go to other countries. or the states or other cities. Oh no, you're not pissed off about that. Man going to another city or state or across the street or another neighborhood. Why don't you speak about that? Yeah, because that makes no sense. Like, this makes no sense. Women talking about, oh, we're trying to help the women in the East. You know, it's the sisterhood. No, you're not trying to help them. You're jealous. That's what it is. You're jealous and you're hurt, but I understand that. You can deny it. You can justify it all you want. And women in the East are stupid, huh? But they can read your fake feminism. Just so you guys know, I have to talk through a lot of this because it's commentating. And YouTube won't let me just put up someone else's video without some changes, without my commentary or anyone else's commentary. I don't agree with 100% what she says, but she's understanding what's going on in this space. So I do, and that is why I literally, showed her video. I don't do a lot of commentating. But the fact is, she's just defending more so, I don't think so much the passport bros, just questioning the women, why do you have a problem with other men going anywhere for anything they want? I mean, really, and I looked in her comments section on this video, guys, and she has over almost 1,000 comments. And I tried to scroll through to look to see if any women reply to it. Didn't find one. I mean, maybe I missed something, but I didn't find one woman saying anything about the video because they have no defense for it. None. But, let me know what you guys think. What disbeliefs do you have in it? There are a lot of men hating on those passport bros or any man going anywhere for a woman using their free will. Call them losers, dusties, unwanted in their country, whatever negative adjective they have for them. There are a lot of men out there. There are a lot of guys who are rage baiting too, or trying to get content or likes on their channel from women. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Paulie's done with her stuff here at the shop. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Comment and subscribe, please.